Have you ever worked until your hands ache, until the sun burns your skin, until your body begs for rest, only to check your bank account and see nothing has changed? Maybe you wake before dawn every day doing the same work, hoping this month will be different. Maybe you watch others move forward while you stay in place no matter how hard you try. You give everything you have, and still, poverty follows you like a shadow you cannot escape. Here's what you need to know. Your struggle is not a life sentence. This is the story of a man who owned less than $20 at age 28, who slept on a mud floor, who had no education, no connections, no safety net, and how one simple decision, one daily habit, rewrote his entire destiny in 7 years. It's not your fault you feel trapped. That heavy feeling in your chest when bills arrive, that shame when you cannot provide what your family deserves, that quiet voice whispering you will never be enough. This feeling is real, and you are not alone. Millions wake up inside the same invisible cage every single day. But what if I told you the cage has an open door? What if poverty is not your identity, but a temporary location? Today's story begins in a small village in Rajasthan, India, a place where the earth cracks under the summer heat and hope feels like a luxury few can afford. Our story follows Arjun, a 28-year-old farmer with calloused hands and empty pockets. He worked 12 hours daily on land that was not his own. He earned 80 rupees per day, less than $1. He watched his daughter's school books grow dusty because he could not afford the fees. He felt the weight of generations before him who had lived and died in the same cycle. Just like you, Arjun believed hard work alone would save him. Just like you, he was wrong. Little did Arjun know, everything was about to change, not through luck, not through a miracle, but through 20 minutes each evening that would compound into everything he ever needed. Arjun's home was a single room made of mud and straw. When rain fell, water seeped through the roof into clay pots he placed strategically across the floor. His wife, Priya, patched the same sari for 3 years. Their daughter, Meera, age 7, shared one pencil with 3 classmates because she could not afford her own. Each morning at 4:30 a.m., Arjun walked 2 kilometers to the landlord's fields. His job, bend over rice plants for 12 hours under the burning sun. His payment, 80 rupees. Some days the landlord deducted money for damaged tools or slow work. Some days Arjun returned home with 50 rupees, enough for 2 meals if they were careful. At night, lying on his thin mat, Arjun's mind raced with the same questions you might know well. Why do I work harder than anyone I know, yet have less? Will my daughter end up like me, trapped in work that never builds anything? Is this all life has for people like us? He had tried everything he could imagine. He worked extra hours during harvest season. He sold vegetables from a small garden behind his home. He borrowed 500 rupees from a cousin to buy chickens, hoping to sell eggs. The chickens died in a heat wave. The debt remained. Shame became his constant companion. When Meera asked for new shoes for school, he looked at his blistered feet and lied. "Next month, beta, next month for sure." He saw other men in the village accept their fate. They drank cheap liquor each evening to forget. They stopped dreaming aloud. Arjun feared he was becoming one of them, his spirit slowly eroding beneath the weight of impossibility. One evening, after Meera fell asleep hungry because dinner was only rice and salt, Arjun walked to the village well. He stared into the dark water. He thought about walking in, not because he wanted to die, but because he could not imagine living another year like this. This was his rock bottom. Not dramatic, not cinematic, just quiet despair in the darkness, wondering if his life would ever mean anything beyond survival. The next morning, Arjun's landlord sent him to deliver sacks of grain to a nearby town. While waiting for the truck to be loaded, Arjun sat beneath a banyan tree. An old man with silver hair and calm eyes sat beside him, reading a tattered book. The man noticed Arjun's hollow expression. "The weight you carry is not in your hands," the old man said. "It is in your mind." Arjun almost walked away. He had no time for philosophy, but something in the man's voice held him there. The old man was a retired school teacher named Mr. Sharma. He had spent 40 years watching poor farmers work themselves to exhaustion while staying poor. "You believe hard work builds wealth, but hard work without knowledge builds only exhaustion." He opened his book, a collection of writings by Indian philosophers and modern thinkers. He pointed to one passage: "A farmer who plants seeds but never learns about soil, water, and seasons will always harvest little, but a farmer who studies 1 hour each day will eventually understand nature's patterns, and nature always rewards understanding." Mr. Sharma explained a simple principle: compound knowledge. Just as money grows when invested, knowledge grows when applied consistently. 10 minutes of learning today makes tomorrow's work 10% more effective. That 10% compounds. In 1 month, you work with 300% more wisdom than before. In 1 year, your decisions carry the weight of thousands of hours of study. "You cannot change your past," Mr. Sharma said, "but you can change your next decision, and your next, and your next, until those decisions build a new life." Arjun was skeptical. He had no education. He struggled to read simple sentences. How could reading change his reality when his hands were his only asset? Mr. Sharma handed him the book. "Start with 5 pages tonight. Not for success, just to see if your mind feels different tomorrow." That evening, after Meera slept, Arjun lit a kerosene lamp. His eyes strained under the dim light. The words moved slowly across the page. He understood maybe half of what he read, a story about a merchant who observed market patterns before trading, but something shifted. For 20 minutes, he was not a poor farmer, he was a student. His mind, tired from physical labor, felt strangely alive. He slept that night with the book beside his mat. The next morning, walking to the fields, he noticed something he had never seen before: how the landlord's irrigation channels wasted water on rocky soil. A small observation, but it was his first. Day 2, 7 pages. Day 3, 10 pages. He did not know it yet, but Arjun had just planted the seed that would grow into $5 million. Not through luck, not through a sudden opportunity, but through the quiet, relentless power of daily learning. Day 1 to day 30 felt pointless. Arjun read about agriculture, business, and human behavior, but his hands remained calloused. His pockets remained empty. His landlord still paid him 80 rupees. Doubt crept in each evening. Am I wasting time that could be spent earning extra rupees? On day 17, a monsoon storm destroyed half the crop. The landlord blamed the workers. Arjun received no payment that week. Hunger returned to his home. Priya said gently, "Maybe reading is a luxury we cannot afford right now." That night, Arjun almost burned the book, but he remembered Mr. Sharma's words: "The first 30 days build the habit. The next 30 days build understanding. The next 30 days build power." He kept reading. Day 47 brought his first small win. The landlord planned to plant water-intensive sugarcane in a drought-prone section. Remembering a passage about crop rotation, Arjun hesitantly suggested millet instead, requiring less water, maturing faster. The landlord laughed. What does a laborer know about farming? But a week later, neighboring farms lost sugarcane to drought. The landlord's millet patch, planted only because Arjun insisted, thrived. The landlord gave him an extra 200 rupees. Not life-changing, but proof. Arjun had influenced an outcome through knowledge. Month 4. Arjun discovered a library in the nearest town, a 2-hour walk each way. He began walking there every Sunday. He read books on soil chemistry, weather patterns, and basic economics. He learned that the landlord sold rice to middlemen at low prices, who then sold to cities at triple the cost.
Arjun saw a gap, but he had no capital, no connections, no way to act. Month 7, Priya fell ill. Medical bills consumed their small savings. Arjun worked 16-hour days harvesting for other farms. Exhausted, he skipped reading for 11 days straight. On day 12, he opened the book again. The words felt foreign. His mind had grown dull without its daily exercise. He realized knowledge, like muscle, weakens without use. He never missed another day. Year 1 ended with Arjun still earning 80 rupees daily, but his mind had transformed. He noticed patterns others missed. He understood why certain crops failed. He saw business opportunities in waste, like using rice husks for mushroom cultivation. Year 2 began with a crisis. The landlord sold the farm. Arjun lost his job. For 3 weeks, he found no work. Despair returned. But during those weeks, he walked to 3 villages observing farming methods. He documented what worked and what failed in a small notebook. He was no longer just a laborer, he was a researcher. Then opportunity came, not as a gift, but as a problem others ignored. A wealthy landowner named Mr. Patel owned 50 acres of barren land. 3 farmers had failed there. The soil was depleted. Everyone called it cursed land. Mr. Patel offered a deal. Work the land rent-free for 1 year. Keep 50% of whatever you harvest. If you fail, you get nothing. Other farmers refused. Too risky. Arjun accepted. He had no choice, but he also had something others lacked: 2 years of accumulated knowledge. He spent the first month not planting, but studying. He tested soil samples. He observed water drainage patterns. He researched crops that regenerated poor soil. He chose pigeon peas, not the most profitable crop, but one that fixed nitrogen in the earth, preparing it for future harvests. Month 5, the first sprouts appeared. Other farmers mocked him. Pigeon peas? You will feed your family for 1 month and remain poor. Month 8, his crop thrived while neighboring farms struggled with depleted soil. Mr. Patel visited, astonished. Arjun explained his methods simply. Mr. Patel offered him a partnership, manage 20 acres with full profit sharing. Arjun accepted, but negotiated one condition. He would train 5 other poor farmers using his methods. Mr. Patel agreed, amused by the idealism. Year 3. Arjun's team harvested 3 crops annually using rotation techniques he had studied. They sold directly to a city market, cutting out middlemen. Profit 70,000 rupees, more than Arjun had earned in his entire life. Year 4, they expanded to 50 acres. Arjun implemented drip irrigation systems he had read about. Water usage dropped 40%, yield increased 60%. Profit 300,000 rupees. He hired 12 farmers who had once been landless laborers like him. Year 5 brought the real test. A pest infestation threatened the entire region. Other farms sprayed expensive chemicals. Arjun remembered a book about natural pest control. He planted marigolds around crop borders, a technique that repelled insects naturally. His farm survived untouched. Neighboring farms lost 40% of their harvest. Farmers who once mocked him now asked for his advice. Year 6, Arjun formed a cooperative with 47 farmers. They pooled resources, shared knowledge, and negotiated bulk sales. Annual revenue crossed 1 million rupees. He built a small school for farmers' children, starting with his daughter Meera as the first student. Year 7, a food processing company offered to buy his cooperative's entire output at premium prices. They valued his consistent quality and sustainable methods. The deal was worth 5 million rupees over 3 years. But the real transformation was not the money. It was the man who once considered walking into a well, now teaching hundreds how to build dignity through knowledge. Arjun never became rich overnight. He became rich through 2,555 consecutive evenings of reading, 1 page, then another, until the pages built a bridge out of poverty.
The breakthrough did not arrive with fanfare. It came quietly on a Tuesday morning in year 7. Arjun stood at the edge of his land, now 80 acres of vibrant green crops stretching to the horizon. A government official arrived in a white sedan, stepping carefully through the irrigation channels. He carried a letter. The State Agriculture Department had nominated Arjun for the National Farmer Innovation Award. They had studied his methods, his soil regeneration techniques, his water conservation systems, his cooperative model that lifted entire villages from poverty. The award included 2 million rupees and a national platform to share his knowledge. But the real moment of transformation happened later that day. Arjun walked home, not the 2-kilometer path to a mud hut, but along a shaded lane to a modest brick house with a tin roof that kept rain out completely. Mira, now 14, ran to meet him. She held a letter of her own. She had been accepted to a prestigious boarding school on full scholarship, top of her class in mathematics and science. As she hugged him, she whispered, "Papa, my teacher says I can be an engineer, like the women in your books." In that moment, Arjun did not think about money. He thought about the kerosene lamp, the blisters on his hands, the nights he almost quit. He walked to his study, a small room with shelves of books he now owned. He opened his original notebook, its pages stained with sweat and soil. On the first page, his shaky handwriting, Day 1, read 5 pages. Do not understand much, but mind feels quiet. On the last page, knowledge compounds like seeds. Plant daily, harvest in years, not days. He looked out the window at farmers working his land, not as exploited laborers, but as partners with bank accounts, health insurance, and children in school. His wife Priya approached, her hands no longer cracked from washing clothes in cold streams. She placed a hand on his shoulder. No words were needed. The transformation was complete. Not because he had 5 million rupees in the bank, though that security mattered deeply, but because the boy who believed poverty was his destiny now understood a fundamental truth. Circumstances can trap your body, but they cannot trap your mind unless you let them. The fog of hopelessness had lifted. In its place stood clarity, purpose, legacy. Arjun realized the breakthrough was never about escaping poverty. It was about discovering that his greatest asset had never been his hands, it was his mind. And unlike land or money, no landlord could ever take that away. Today, Arjun is 55 years old. His cooperative employs 347 farmers across 3 districts. They grow organic crops sold in supermarkets across India and exported to Europe. Annual revenue, $5.2 million. But these numbers tell only part of the story. His daughter, Mira, graduated with a degree in agricultural engineering. She now designs sustainable irrigation systems used by thousands of farmers. His wife Priya runs a women's literacy program that has taught reading and financial skills to over 2,000 women in rural Rajasthan. Their mud hut has been replaced by a simple but sturdy home with electricity, running water, and a library filled with books in Hindi and English. Yet Arjun still wakes at 4:30 a.m., not to work fields that are not his own, but to read for 30 minutes before the sun rises. That habit never stopped. It simply evolved. He reads now not to escape poverty, but to deepen purpose. When asked about his success, Arjun never mentions luck or connections. He holds up his worn copy of that first book, its spine broken, its pages soft with use. This cost 20 rupees, he says, less than 1 day's wages when I was poor, but it contained everything I needed. He emphasizes one truth to young farmers who visit his land. I did not work harder than others. I worked smarter because I learned daily.
Hard work without learning is like digging a well in dry sand. You exhaust yourself, but find no water. Add knowledge, and suddenly your digging reaches depth. His transformation created ripples far beyond wealth. 3 villages once known for poverty now have schools, clinics, and clean water systems funded by cooperative profits. Children who once dropped out at age 10 now dream of college degrees. The cycle broke not through charity, but through one man's decision to invest 20 minutes each evening in his own mind.
Now here's what this means for you. You do not need $5 million to start. You need 20 minutes. You do not need a university degree. You need one book, any book, that teaches you something practical about your work, your finances, or your mind. Starting tomorrow, after your work ends, do this. Find one quiet space, open one book, read 5 pages. Not for fame, not for money, just to exercise the one asset poverty cannot steal, your ability to learn. Your current struggle is not evidence of failure, it is preparation. Every day you have worked while feeling stuck has built resilience you will need later. Every disappointment has taught you to spot real opportunity when it arrives. Your story is not over. This chapter of struggle is simply the foundation for what comes next. Choose one thing, just one. Maybe it is learning Excel to qualify for better jobs. Maybe it is studying a trade skill on YouTube. Maybe it is reading about personal finance for 20 minutes each night. Do it consistently, not when you feel motivated, but especially when you do not, because discipline compounds exactly like Arjun's knowledge did. Day 30 will feel like nothing changed. Day 90 will show small improvements. Day 365 will reveal a different person, making different decisions with different outcomes. Every day you wait is a day lost, but also a day you can reclaim starting tonight. Your hands may be tired, your bank account may be empty, but your mind remains fertile ground. Plant one seed of knowledge today. Water it tomorrow. In 7 years, you may not have $5 million, but you will have something more valuable, the unshakable knowledge that you built your life through daily choices no one could take from you. Your story isn't over. This is just the beginning. Stay for more stories that might change your perspective. And remember, the farmer who feeds a nation begins by planting a single seed. You hold that seed in your hands tonight.